Welcome to Shy Sports Legends. Today we are comparing two of the most dominant defenses assembled, the 1985 Chicago Bears and the 2000 Baltimore Ravens. Both units controlled games from start to finish. Both forced teams completely out of their game plan, and both built their identities on discipline and pressure. In this breakdown, we're looking at the numbers, the structure, and the impact each defense had in the league. Let's get into it.
To compare the 1985 Bears and the 2000 Ravens, you have to understand the worlds they lived in. The mid-1980s NFL was still a violent, run-heavy league. Quarterbacks called their own plays, wide receivers were hit long before the ball arrived. The rules gave defenses the upper hand, and Buddy Ryan took full advantage. His 46 defense broke every convention. Instead of reacting to offenses, it attacked them. 8 men near the line of scrimmage, blitzes from impossible angles, a single quarterback mistake, and the play was over before it began. It was a football as organized chaos. Teams tried to prepare for it. They drew up blocking schemes, adjusted formations, but none of it worked. That 1985 season wasn't just dominance. It was shock therapy for the entire league. 15 years later, football had changed completely. By the year 2000, offenses spread the field. Passing had become precision. Quarterbacks were protected, and late hits drew flags. The Ravens couldn't rely on violence alone. They had to win with discipline, conditioning, and total unity. Marvin Lewis's defense wasn't about confusion. It was about control. Every player trusted the man beside him, from Ray Lewis reading the play before the snap, to Tony Saragusa collapsing the middle, to Rod Woodson cleaning up the back end. Their scheme didn't overwhelm, it suffocated. And in an era where rules punished defenders, the Ravens still broke offenses, legally, efficiently, relentlessly. The Bears turned defense into an attack. The Ravens turned it into architecture. Two eras, two philosophies. Both prove that no matter how much the league changes, defenses, when played perfectly, still dictates everything. Numbers tell a story. And when it comes to these two defenses, the story is almost unreal. The 1985 Chicago Bears allowed just 198 total points, an average of 12.4 points per game. They led the league in sacks, 64, takeaways, 54, and points allowed, a defensive triple crown that's still unmatched. They forced 6 shutouts, scored 5 defensive touchdowns, and held 10 opponents under 10 points. And when it mattered the most, they somehow got better. In the playoffs, Chicago didn't allow a single point until the Super Bowl, shutting out the Giants 21-0 and the Rams 24-0 before crushing the Patriots 46-10. They finished that postseason allowing only 10 points and just 7 rushing yards to the Super Bowl, pure annihilation. The 2000 Ravens answered that with one of the most statistically perfect seasons ever recorded. They gave up 165 points all season, 10.3 per game. Still the fewest in a 16-game era. Over a 5-game stretch in October, they didn't score a single offensive touchdown and still went 2-3 because their defense refused to break. Baltimore held opponents under 10 points in 11 of 16 games, allowing just 970 total rushing yards and only 5 rushing touchdowns all year. In the playoffs, they were even more dominant. 23 total points allowed in 4 games. 4 defensive or special team touchdowns, and not a single opponent gained more than 10 points until the Super Bowl. Statistically, the Bears created chaos. The Ravens eliminated hope. The Bears turned defense into mayhem. The Ravens turned it into mathematics. Chicago's power was in pressure. Baltimore's in precision. 2 defenses, 2 masterpieces, and numbers that may never be repeated. Numbers don't lead men, people do. For the 1985 Bears, that leadership came from a man whose eyes told you everything, Mike Singletary. Intense, focused, and relentless, he was the heartbeat of the 46 defense. Every pre-snap glare was a warning. Every tackle, a statement. Behind him, a cast of warriors made that defense legendary. Richard Dent, the sack artist, quick, powerful, and ruthless to the edge. Dan Hampton and Steve McMichael clogging the middle with sheer defiance. And Wilbert Marshall, a linebacker who can run like a safety and hit like a lineman. And looming over all of them, the mind of Buddy Ryan, a defensive coordinator whose system wasn't just strategy, it was rebellion. The players loved him because he believed in them more than anyone else ever did. They didn't play for the score, they played for Buddy. The 2000 Ravens were built on a different kind of leadership. Their general didn't need to scream, but he did anyway, because passion demanded it. Ray Lewis was energy, period. Every huddle, every tackle, every sideline speech radiated belief. He didn't just lead, he commanded. Around him was a fortress of discipline. Tony Siragusa and Sam Adams collapsing the trenches. Peter Bulaware and Jamie Sharper stealing every lane, and a secondary anchored by Rod Woodson and Chris McAllister. Cerebral and unshakable. Where the Bears thrived on emotion, the Ravens thrived on structure. But in both locker rooms, the principle was the same. Complete trust in the man beside you. Singletary's eyes and Lewis's voice. Two different languages, same message, follow me, and everybody did. Time has a way of revealing what numbers can't. For the 1985 Bears, greatness came in a flash. One unforgettable season where everything clicked. They were bold, loud, and unapologetically dominant. Their defense didn't just win games, it changed the sport. Offenses had to adapt. Blocking schemes evolved. The league began protecting quarterbacks because of what Buddy Ryan's system unleashed. The Bears became legends, not just for what they did, but how they did it. They turned football into theater, larger than life, violent, and fun. But dynasties burn out fast. Within a year, Ryan was gone. Injuries mounted. Personalities clashed. The Bears' greatness was immortal, but fleeting. The 2000 Ravens, on the other hand, were built to last. Their success wasn't a lightning strike, it was a blueprint. The structure they created around Ray Lewis's leadership became the model for the modern NFL defense. A dominant middle linebacker, a massive, disciplined front, and smart athletic safeties. You see echoes of that system in the 2002 Buccaneers and the 2013 Seahawks and the 2019 49ers. The Bears inspired fear. The Ravens inspired imitation. So who is greater? Chicago delivered the single most destructive season in the NFL history. Baltimore built the most perfect wall the modern game has ever seen. The Bears redefined defenses. The Ravens refined it. The Bears were chaos. The Ravens were control. In the end, both achieved the same impossible thing. They made offense irrelevant. Two teams, two eras, one unbreakable standard. This is Shy Sports Legends.
So that's the breakdown. The 1985 Bears and the 2000 Ravens. Two defenses built on discipline, pressure, and total control of the game. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please feel free to subscribe. I appreciate the support.